Everybody hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, I got my book up here, some detailed notes. I think if I get stuck or lost or at any point in time, you're going to have to forgive me. I blame it on TBI. If you don't know what that is, Google it. All right, so they already introduced me. Tech Sergeant Krenzke. I'm a tactical air control party specialist. My job basically consists of controlling airstrikes for whatever ground combat unit wants to employ me or needs my assistance. We work with conventional forces, mainly your regular Army or your regular military, all the way up to Special Forces, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs sometimes, Marine Force Recon, and Marine Force Raiders, and things of that nature. Now, sometimes, like one day you can be working with a normal conventional Army unit, and the very next day you can be out there working with a team of Rangers. So it's a very diversified. The main part of my job is close air support, telling the planes, artillery, attack helicopters when, where, and how to employ, well not employ, but to engage a target. Sometimes we're used offensively, and sometimes we're used defensively. All right. The main aspect or the main point that I like to cover for when I am speaking is resiliency. Now, what I've learned over the time that I've been speaking and talking to different people is the definition of resiliency is for a person to regain one's original state. Now, Air Force Association conference was about several months ago, and I had the privilege of going and representing the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program. I also had the amazing privilege to listen and to see Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Caleb Wright, and like that was awesome. His definition of resiliency is, of course, way better than mine. He says, yes, it is the ability for for a person to gain or bounce back to one's original state. He said, however, you must do that while still moving forward. Comes down to this, very simply, that a lot of times when we do have something happen to us, negative or positive, we usually stop and we become parked or we become still so we can take in everything that's around us and, well, understand it a little bit better, and so we can then start moving forward. No, Chief Wright was like, no, you must move forward no matter what, if it's a half a step or a full step or 2 steps. No matter what you're doing, no matter what is happening to you in your life, you must move forward. And for me, this was put to the test on September 5th, 2011 in southeastern Afghanistan, the Ruzgan province, when I was working with 3rd Special Forces Group Team 3123. Some people say, oh, I can't say it, it's OPSEC. You can Google them, it's not OPSEC. So, and what happened was we got called about 4 o'clock in the morning, 04 for your military type, and basically our ASG, one of our ASGs, is Afghan Security Guard. These guys are some of the best people that you're going to work with in Afghanistan because they're very loyal, and they hate the Taliban. So, boom, we hook up with them quite often whenever we go out on a deployment or go out on a mission. Now, what happened was he was shot in the head, still alive, and it was our job to go back up to this village. It was about 35 minutes north of us, and to, well, show face, to say, hello, hey, you're not going to do this to our guys, especially in our white space. And on deployments, when you go to a FOB, you have white space, you have yellow space, and you have red space. Now, your white space is generally safe, generally, not, and then your yellow space is neutral. You're going to encounter some type of Taliban, or you're going to encounter some type of insurgency. Red space, no. Expect something to happen. Expect to get into a fight. Expect to have some type of altercation with someone. Well, this was a white space. We needed to make sure it did go red and red quickly. So we traveled up there as fast as we could to show support, to say, hey, we're here. Well, we parked on top of a hill that overlooks the village, and it just so happened we were there about 3, maybe 4 days prior to that. We parked in the same stupid spot that we did 3 or 4 days ago. Some of you are putting 2 and 2 together and equaling 4, and some of you are putting 2 and 3 together and equaling 6. And Why does he say that? Well, because you don't park in the same darn spot that you were just 3-4 days ago, especially when you know that there's a good amount of Taliban and insurgencies in the area. Well, lo and behold, we parked, and all of a sudden, we just felt this, like, what the, hey, is that something hit us? It's like, yeah, I think it was an ID. It's like, nah, was it really? And so we get out, and we look, we see the tire is, the rear tire, passenger side rear tire is pretty much like destroyed. And thankfully, this 53,000-pound LMATV, light military attack, all-terrain vehicle, I think I did that, I said that correctly. I'll check my notes later. Anyways, it's a 53,000-pound V-hull, V-bottom, basically a 450 on steroids. It's about 15.5 feet high. It's got a 50 caliber machine gun on top, and it barely just like moved it. Like it was just like, oh dang, what was that? So a lot of people are like, oh, I hit an ID. It wasn't really that big of a deal, trust me. So we get out and we look around and we're like, oh, here's the tire's broke. And we're standing there looking at this tire like we're trying to change a flat tire on the side of the road, like on I-10 or something. You know, just like, oh, hey, let's start changing this tire. So we get our guys together and we're standing there, the group of us. I'm with my team sergeant, and then I'm with my OIC, T.O. And T.O. is probably about 6'3", big black guy, freaking awesome dude. And then my team sergeant is probably, he's from the East Coast, and he's probably about 5'5", 5'6". And then there's me, so we kind of look like, you know, the bars on your phone when we're standing there. And all of a sudden we heard gunfire, and we're like, what was that? Or we didn't say, what was that? We're like, oh great, where's that coming from? Yeah. Well, we heard it, and we're like, oh man, that was kind of close. And then next thing you know, the gunfire got louder, and we started taking fire from about 2 different positions. And we're like, hey, we probably should take cover. And we were like, yeah, okay, cool. So it was about that point in time where we started to feel the pop and the zing, where it started coming. It was getting closer and closer. So I was like, oh crap, we are a little late. So I turned around and I looked to my right, but I looked to my left, and I saw to my left my truck, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go towards my truck. I'm not going over there. Well, as soon as I turned to the left, boom, I got hit in the left tibia, and my leg flew up, and I remember looking, it was like time stopped. You know, kind of like when Brad Pitt got uppercutted in the movie Snatch. If you haven't seen it, watch it. So it's like time stopped, and I look up, and I see my foot, I see my knee, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. So next thing I know, time went back to normal. My head hit, my shoulder, my back, my butt, my legs, everything. And that's when I realized I am hit. What am I going to do? Well, I rolled, hit the ground, rolled underneath my truck, got behind the wheel as best as I could. The wheel was about this wide. I'm this wide. First time in my life, I was like, Curtis, why are you so damn big? And I'm just like sitting there scrunching up, and at that point in time, I realized, okay, your knee is gone. Relax. Stay calm. Do not lose your cool. You lose your cool, they lose their cool. You are the tack on the ground. You need to control airstrikes. You need to get your stuff together. So I remember like going, okay, best thing to do here, scream like a little boy lost in the mall screaming for his mom. Medic! Medic! That's the only way I knew how to stay control. So Gums, he's my combat medic, awesome guy, comes running over, jumps on top of me, right on top of my leg, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, hey, I'm hit. And Gums is just like, he's like, where are you hit? And I'm like, you're on my damn leg. And he's just like, oh, sorry, gets off, pats it down. He's like, and I wasn't looking. I was just like, all right, just don't look. And I was like, Gums is here. He's going to take care of you. You got this. It's all good. And so Gums looks down and does whatever he does, and then he hits me on the side of the shoulder. All right, bro, you're good to go. I looked at him, I go, what? And he's like, you're good to go, man. Let's go. No blood, no foul. And I'm like, no foul? I'm pretty sure this is a foul, Gums. And he's just like, dude, you're good. Let's go. And I look down, and I'm just like, what? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Huh? Move my foot. wiggled my toes, moved my ankle, bent my knee a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, that hurts. He was right. There was no blood. There was nothing. I got lucky. Some type of the round ricocheted or something, hit something, probably the tire, the truck or whatever, turned into a perfect drill bit, drilled a hole right through my left tibia, and then that was it. That was it. No blood, no nothing. No, and I'm just like sitting there like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I was like, this is good. But once I realized that I was good to go, it was simple. Don't take me wrong when I say this, or don't think that I'm a little crazy or whatever. But at that point in time, I became calmer. Things became very clear, and I knew for one of the first times in my life, it was true. I'm going to go and kill someone, and it was it was very weird because I got up calm. I just leaned out, grabbed my gun, grabbed my rifle, stood up, walked over to T.O. and Eric, and I was like, hey, I just got on the radio, just called up, we got some planes on the way. He's like, hey, don't worry about it, medical evacuation is on the way as well. And I said, call him back, I don't need it. And he's just like, what? I'm like, I ain't going. I was like, I'm fine, look at me. And he's just like, yeah, you look good. I was like, all right, I'm staying. He's like, great. So what happened after that was simple. You remember how I talked about resiliency and you have to move forward? Well, at this point in time, it was just like, we're doing nothing but moving forward. There's no way in hell we're going to stay still. So we got a team together, and they were going to go out down into the village and start looking into the village and start kicking in doors and trying to find a certain amount of people. Well, I knew and understood that I had to make sure that they laid down enough cover fire. So the guy that was on top of my truck in the Crow system, it's a 50 caliber machine gun system that can see through almost everything and can reach out and touch many people. So he starts laying down cover fire as the guys start to move in. And I'm on my radio talking to, I had two A-10s by that time, two A-10 Warhawks overhead circling, and then I had two AH-64 attack helicopters, and then of course there was some UAV company that showed up saying, hey, we'd like to play too. They just probably want to be there so they can increase their budget. But your money, people, you know what I mean. So anyways, I started talking to all these people, and at that point in time, I had my aircraft in this year for my Pelletors, my headset, and then this year I had the team, my ground team that was moving off into the village, and then I had T.O. and Eric, and then my other people that are in front of me. It was, every once in a while I'd have all three pieces going off, and I would just nod. I'd be like, yeah, got it, and I'd have to say, all right, to my, I think it was Lightning, like, hey Lightning, say again, hey team lead, where are you guys at, and then re-situate myself. What else was happening was they laid down so much cover fire that, well, the guy had to get out of the truck and climb up to the top 15 and a half feet in the air, in the open, on a hill overlooking. We just, the fire or the gunshots that were coming in towards us pretty much stopped, and I was like, okay, sweet. Well, I feel bad when I say this. I remember his face very distinctly, but I cannot remember his name, and it haunts me and kind of pisses me off that I can't remember his name. But his name, so I just call him Tony. Tony got out and was starting to reload his 50 cal, and I was like, hey, you guys in the back, get up there and lay down cover fire for Tony so we don't start taking any more incoming fire. And nobody moved. I was like, a little bit more harsh, a little bit more, the vocabulary wasn't as great as it is now at that point in time. You put your, Mr. Hey Gumby, you probably understand the language pretty good. Played golf with him, sorry. Anyways, so I made a choice of getting up and crawling and climbing up to the top of the truck, and I could see Tony, he was scared, he was worried. And he's fumbling, he's trying to get the 50 cal, when you're reloading it, they're this big, and they're about that big around. So instantly, he's like fumbling, he's nervous. And because there's nobody up there next to him. So I jump up there next to him. I'm like, hey, dude, don't worry. I'm going to lay down some cover fire for you. And as soon as I did that, you could see Tony just relax. And I looked at him, and I saw him relax. So I was instantly like, oh, wow, okay. He's relaxed. I'm going to stay relaxed. So I started laying down cover fire with my rifle on his left side. And then I reloaded the magazine and went on to his right side. And I finished, and he got done. He's like, oh, man, thank you very much. And he had a smile on his face. And then he got back as he was getting back into the truck, I'm like, Tony, next time you come out, remember your damn helmet. And he's just like, that's funny, Curtis. Remember yours. And I looked up and I felt mine, and I was like, damn it. I had my hat on. It was a lucky hat that I stole from my brother. Anyways, it was funny because I was like, oh crap, I don't have to have my helmet on. Hey, you gotta look cool. So, got back down, and I put my helmet on after that. It was kind of funny. But now things started to slow down, and it was about 4 hours into it where I realized, okay, it's time to go, because it started to hurt a little bit. Well, lo and behold, I was like, hey, T.O., can we go? I was like, yeah, it's starting to kick in. I released the tourniquet a little bit, and blood started to flow into the wound, and that's when the pain kind of hit. And I was like, all right, adrenaline dies down, and so from there, I was like, all right, I need to go. And he said, hey, they're not coming in. They still are deeming the area too hot. And too hot means they think it's too dangerous to land a helicopter anywhere near with enemy insurgency around the area. So I was like, all right, well, let's catch a ride back. So I rode back in the back of a truck, bouncing around like a pinball, and I was actually had a smile on my face, and I was happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm alive. I feel great. And I was just like, oh gosh, this is good. And the guys, they're like, hey man, don't worry, we'll get you back. And I'm like, bro, don't worry, I'm good. Cracked a ribbit, friggin' took a drink. For everybody who's been in the military or deployed or even anywhere outside the U.S., you gotta love your ribbits. And this one was actually ice cold, I'll never forget it, orange, had a little piece of sweat coming down the side. It was awesome. Probably the best tasting drink I ever had in my life, besides bourbon. Anyways, so from there, I got back and got taken care of quite well after that. That's when I went to Germany from there, and Air Force Wounded Warrior Program was there from the beginning and from the start. Now, everything I just told you is, all good and grand, whatever, but the true, I would say, difficulties, true hell that I experienced wasn't until I got home and started to try to get back into the real world. So basically, what happened was my marriage was already on the rocks. Like they said, I had four deployments to Iraq. This was my third one to Afghanistan. Most of my career was deployed and/or TDY, or getting ready for training, or deployments and training. So that first come back, things were a little rocky with my first marriage, and it didn't go well. Well, the way I am is I want to get back downrange. That's been most of my career, is just to be a soldier, just to go downrange. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're in the Air Force. I'm like, yeah. And then you explain to them what you do, and you're like, they have that in the Air Force? And they're like, yeah, damn right we do. So that's all I wanted to do was get back. So it was difficult. I was pushing away everybody to just get back. I wanted to recover and go. And it was kind of like a defense mechanism, and I didn't know it at the time, but it was the wrong freaking decision. In that point in time, like the resiliency of to move forward, I thought moving forward meant recover, get back, go downrange, continue the mission, continue the job. Well, resiliency doesn't mean that you must move forward in that direction. It's to move forward in the correct direction. And that was not the correct direction for me at the time. And so, basically, the good Lord was like, oh no, you don't want to listen to me? Fine. Well, I recovered in about 3 months. I was jogging. 4 months, I was up. I was running. I was good to go. And all of a sudden, I started having pain right where I got shot. Well, I had a blood clot. Imagine everything that you worked your butt off for the past like 10, 12 years, and you're at the pinnacle of where think you should be, but life says you're not. I had a blood clot right where I was shot right behind my left knee. They went in and they're like, yeah, we got to do this, and we're just going to like try to take the medication and get rid of it. Well, here's the thing. I didn't want to do that, but they said, too bad. I started to go down a rabbit hole of negativity, and things even got worse with my first wife. We ended up getting separated. Well, then I ended up getting medically decertified from my job. I couldn't jump, I couldn't go downrange, I couldn't go control aircraft, I couldn't even touch a damn weapon. I was like, you won't let me touch guns? Are you kidding me? And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, dang it. And things piled up even more, and then I had a full-blown mental breakdown. Well, this is where the Air Force Wounded Warrior program pretty much came in, and I was stuck. I was parked. And I just threw my hands up in the air and asked, like, hey, what can I do? So they started sending me things to like go on trips and things of that nature. Like, hey, you want to do this? You want to do this? I finally accepted this awesome trip to Costa Rica. You're like, oh, that's terrible. I'm like, yeah, I got shot for it. So they're like, hey, you want to go fishing and all expenses paid trip to Costa Rica? And I said, yes, I do. So I went, and this was amazing. It was like the first thing that I did. This was 2013, like April 2013. So you're talking like 2 years. 2 years, so I finally went and seeked for help. And it was a turning point in my life. It was kind of weird because I went there and there were 15 other gentlemen that were there, and every single one of them had a unique story. One, you listen to one, you're like, oh my gosh, man, you're so awesome. I'm nothing. Like, what are you talking about? One dude who had his arm missing, his right arm below the elbow was missing, and we're like, how are you gonna hold on to how are you gonna hold the fishing rod, dude? We're gonna try to catch 6-7 foot sailfish. And he's like, bro, sit back and watch. Okay. So anyways, I got to go out and I caught this mahi-mahi. This huge mahi-mahi. All right. It was probably about this tall, and it was like I got a picture of it, like me holding it like this on the boat, and I used that for my profile picture on a dating website called Plenty of Fish. A lot of you in this room, some of you higher ranking personnel are like, I thought you said this is about resiliency. So trust me, it is. Let me finish. So I used that as my profile picture, and I thought it was an awesome picture. And so I'm sending out text messages, and then I see this one where I'm just like, holy crap. I'm like, whew. Oh, she's 11 years younger than me. Who cares? So I Messenger, 2 weeks go by, I'm about to hit delete, and then all of a sudden, boom, pops up like, hey, it's her. I'm like, whoa, gosh, she messaged me. What'd she say? All she wanted to know was where I caught the fish. I was like, oh, really? So I responded back with the colored commentary that I use every once in a while, otherwise known as sarcasm. And we started bantering back and forth. And I was like, hey, let's meet sometime. Let's get together. And she's like, I'm sorry to tell you that, she's like, 1, you're too old. 2, you're in the military. And 3, you're bald. And this is legit. I'm not exaggerating a single word. And I was just like, oh, really? And at this point in my life, I was didn't care. I was just going to go for the gold. I didn't care. And I was like, oh, okay. Too old, military, bald. Yeah, got it. Type A personality, challenge accepted. So basically, we are now married. We're now married. We have a beautiful 4-year-old little boy named Carter. He looks just like me, but he's actually cuter. And a 2-year-old daughter who is like this. I mean, she belongs on TV. She's so damn cute. And I'm not being biased, trust me. Anyways, the turning point was like I finally accepted help. And the ripple effect after that was amazing. And that's what the Air Force Wounded Warrior program does, is it helps that ripple effect, helping you move forward. And a lot of you in this room, you may not be in the military or you may be out of the military, but one thing that you need to do for sure is to take that mentality and see if anyone needs it. So I see a lot of, I see some stars, I see some full birds, I see some lieutenant colonels, and then probably a bunch of retired as well. And no matter what your GS position is, if you see somebody in your working area that needs help, or you think that they may need help, just ask them, or refer them. Or if you yourself need help in any way, shape, or form, well, don't be afraid to go and ask somebody for it. And because you'd be surprised, because a lot of times when something terrible happens to us and then we finally make it through, we look back and go, why did I wait so long? God, that wasn't even that tough. It wasn't even that bad. With me, the struggle is constant. Every day I struggle with just normal everyday life. Patience, things of that nature. Resiliency, to me, is just constantly moving forward and trying to not go back to the original state of how I was, but trying to better that original state. And just to give you a heads up, there a little bit more info, a little more insight. Resiliency also had to kick in a little over about a year and a half ago. I started having real bad back problems, and my L4 down in my lower lumbar was moving forward into and towards my spinal cord. So I had to get lower lumbar fusion for my L4 and L5. I had 6 pieces of titanium and a artificial disc put in back in January 24th of 2018. And that recovery, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so hard to recover from that. And to tell you the truth, you want to know, it was easy. I didn't even, you can ask my wife. She had, you're doing too much. I was actually up and walking around the next day in the hospital. And people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, trust me, this isn't the first time I've had to do something like this. This isn't tough. So the reason I let you know that is because when you make it through that tough spot or that tough time, when it happens again, you actually will see it way more clear and be like, whatever. And you just handle it and you continue to move forward. So with that, I hope you take what I've said and my past experiences and understanding a little bit of my life history with you and try to move forward towards a positive way, or try to help yourself, or mainly help others. If you see it or recognize it, help that person that you may be in the back of your mind. With that, I thank you for the privilege and the honor to come and talk to you all. This is the largest group that I've ever spoken with or spoken to, and yes, I was unbelievably nervous before I came up here. So, other than that, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And hope you guys have a great rest of the day.